the star-duggered moon, too quick for groan or sigh. Each turned his face with a ghastly bang and cursed me with his eye. 4 times 15 living men, and I heard no sigh nor groan. With heavy thump, a lifeless lump, they dropped down one by one.
Oh, it's like the complete movie script, so to speak, of a Pirates of the Caribbean edition. One of the Pirates of the Caribbean movie. I remember the last one we watched, Dead Man's Chest, Salazar's Treasure or something. In that one, I won't say very similar, but yeah, it reminded me a lot of the curse on them. All those people who were cursed, all the sailors, all the pirates were cursed when they entered that particular zone, and they just wanted to be freed. Yeah, here the tale goes on and on and on. It started off well with all this wedding.
Yeah,
and
it
things
started
like
off pretty well.
that. Great music in that. Very, very beautifully arranged. Whoever did the arrangement for Iron Maiden or the producers of this album, they did a phenomenal job with the arrangement. It slowed down, it picked up speed, slowed down, it picked up speed. Yeah, it had beautiful guitar work throughout. Definitely hats off to the guitarists.
Yeah.
All three guitarists, I'm not sure if there are more, but all three guitarists of this on this album, Powerslave, great drumming as well, and outstanding vocals by Bruce Dickinson. A little bit over here and there, I felt he was doing a King Diamond like style, a couple of times at least, King Diamond like style. Yeah, nice vocals, good vocals by the vocalists of Iron Maiden, great guitar work by the guitar players of Iron Maiden, and phenomenal drumming, especially in the couple of songs, as I mentioned once before, and even this one. You hear it in the background. The guitar work is more loud in your ears, but phenomenal drumming in this one too. But lyrically, not really. Doesn't really interest me at all, to be honest. It was boring. In fact, I don't even remember how it started like, apart from the wedding. So yeah, when you don't remember a song you just heard a minute ago, that itself for me is like a great downer. So yeah, while there was great music a few times on this album, over and above, I think this whole album was a downer. It was boring, and is one that I wouldn't want to invest any more time in listening to again. So it's sad. It's sad because when you talk about Iron Maiden, immediately your eyes light up. Most heavy metal fans, if they don't know Iron Maiden, obviously they don't know metal music. But at the same time, when you listen to an album of Iron Maiden, such as this one, Powerslave, you really wonder, why is Iron Maiden considered to be one of the top 3 or 4 heavy metal bands of all time? That's something which really surprises me after listening to it. That why are they there in the top 4 or 5? They don't deserve it, clearly, listening based on this album alone.
For me, only one thing and one thing I was interested in. I was interested in the albatross. Albatross. Wandering albatross is the biggest flying bird in the world. Yes? Yes. I was only thinking about the albatross. There was a death of the albatross in the thumbnail, which wasn't making me very happy. As far as the song goes, lyrically, there was nothing in it. It is one of those metal songs. Be it from Europe, be it from Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden is also from Europe, but other European artists I'm talking about, the kind of lyrics they come up with, nobody can relate to it. I wonder when they perform that live, and including this song, Rime of the Ancient Mariner, which has no rhyme, no rhythm to anyone's life, and the audience who are going to listen to, if you are going to play this live, will the people be able to sing along a song like this?
Yeah, they won't. They won't,
right?
Even if they do, they're doing it for the love of Iron Maiden.
But that's too much love.
Yeah,
that's more than mother's love.
That's too much love. I wouldn't.
I
Honestly,
wouldn't be able to sing it.
I wouldn't even remember the words to a song like this.
And a song is good or bad. The test is when you are performing it live and the audience are actually singing along with you. It's as simple as that. The song is a hit, automatic hit.
Incidentally, I've been to most of these top bands, at least those who came to India. I've been for their shows, including Iron Maiden a couple of times. So yeah, definitely I would say Megadeth out of these lot is the underrated one.
Yeah, I feel that.
When you hear Megadeth, and especially I've heard them album in the studio, I've reacted to quite a few songs of this. Yeah. I've also heard them on my own time. as well as being there live and listening to them. And that too at the fag end of their career, just a few years ago. They clearly are the most underrated heavy metal band out there. Because you talk about Metallica, you talk about Iron Maiden. In the past, of course, you talk about, if you look back a bit more, talk about Led Zeppelin, you talk about Black Sabbath, talk about Judas Priest. But one of the clearly, again, one of the other heavy metal bands, though they have their own unique style, System of a Down. System of a Down,
You can actually
Megadeth,
sing.
they clearly stand out. Guns N' Roses, of course, they clearly stand out when you talk about heavy metal bands. But they really, very rarely do you get a mention. You really think about the big five, and you think of Metallica, you think of Iron Maiden instantly. If you talk about the past, as I said, Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, Judas Priest a little bit, even though Judas Priest is not that much in the past. But you think of these guys. You don't think so much about Megadeth, you don't think so much about System of a Down. But these are really good bands and really good live, and you really connect with a lot of their lyrics. So many songs of Megadeth, you really connect with it, even though it's not something that you should connect with, you connect with it. Same with System of a Down. We've heard so many of their songs, practically sometimes an entire album we've heard, and we didn't even realize it. They're really, really good, but you rarely see them being mentioned. Guns N' Roses the same. Of course, Guns N' Roses is one of the top-selling heavy metal bands of our time, all time, album-wise, especially Use Your Illusion 1 and 2. But you really, think of them when you think of Metallica and Black Sabbath and Iron Maiden. It's sad that Megadeth, System of a Down, Guns N' Roses are so underrated. When you listen to an example of album of Megadeth, or you listen to an album of Guns N' Roses, Use Your Illusion 1 and 2, you'll find around 10 odd songs which are big hits even today. That's what you want on an album. You listen to Appetite for Destruction, Guns N' Roses' first album. You have lots and lots of songs. Paradise City, Welcome to the Jungle. Lots and lots of songs on there. There's so many, couple of ballads even, Patience. You have so many songs which you remember till today. But I bet you, even 6 months down the line, you ask me to name even 2 songs possibly on this album. Even the first 2 I might not remember. It's on this album, Powerslave. So that's how sad it is, And of course, Iron Maiden is possibly one of the most traveled musicians in the modern world. They've been to possibly 100 plus countries. I mean, if you compare, if there's anyone to compare with Michael Jackson in today's world, as far as live tours, I think it would be Iron Maiden. So yeah, they certainly have minted a lot of money, but sadly they've not given much back to the fans as far as quality music goes. Sadly, especially based on this album, and not and many others which I have heard in the past. Yeah.
The previous night, unfortunately for my reaction for this album today, we were watching a show and there was a lot of Seven Nation Army playing. Non-stop Seven Nation Army.
Yeah, because one of the tasks on this amazing race.
Season
31, season 31
I was watching a rerun of it, and there was Seven Nation Army playing back to back. So that
yeah, you really wonder, right? Such a great tune, but you don't really talk about it. You talk about Smoke on the Water. You talk about
both are, I think they both.
Yeah, but this is so good. You listen to it and wow. I don't know what it's about. Possibly the lyrics are the weak link. But just for the music, wow.
So
it's an anthem.
I was expecting Iron Maiden to bowl me over. I was, really in that excitement from last night that we are doing the Iron Maiden album. And 2 minutes to midnight, I definitely remembered it. So I said, this song is there on this album and this is going to be, mind-blowing. But it was quite a lot of disappointment from it. Because most of the songs really failed to amaze me. Parsley was good. And Lost for Words is Lost for Words. Apart from that, Aces High, I like the music, I definitely did. And 2 minutes to midnight, these are the clear, songs that clicked with us. Rest, even the last one, no.
I think we've reacted to so many songs of albums of different artists. When you talk about rock and heavy metal, there's so many songs on so many albums there are many artists who, many songs on a particular album are really good.
Yeah.
I've heard a couple of
Here is the
albums of
opposite.
Kansas, phenomenal. I've heard a couple of albums of Bon Jovi, phenomenal. You have 5-6 great songs on Slippery When Wet. The album Slippery When Wet of Bon Jovi. It possibly came out a year or two after this album, but string of hits on that one album. It catapulted Bon Jovi to worldwide, fame. Literally, Slippery When Wet. Then you also you have so many. I already named Guns N' Roses. You had couple of albums of Guns N' Roses which worldwide people would say. I think even today you ask them 20, 30 years after those albums were released, you ask them to name 3 songs on the album. Every heavy metal fan will probably be able to name 3 songs at least on those albums, each of those albums. Same with Metallica. You talk about that black album, the black cover album, or Metallica, whatever we call it. Not one.
Where the song one is there, no?
One is
Master of the Puppets.
Not that's on an early album. Couple of early albums are also very good of Metallica. But Metallica, the Black Album, it had Unforgiven. It had a couple of other big hits. Enter Sandman to start it off. Powerful song to start off the album. Wherever I May Roam, etc., etc. You can name 5 songs even today, 30 years later. My Iron Maiden, I don't think I have heard a single album of Iron Maiden. And I have heard 7 or 8. I don't think I've heard a single album where I can say today I remember 3 or 4 of the songs on that album. That itself shows the lackluster quality of this band compared to many other bands we've heard. And we've heard over 200. I will easily say we've reacted to over 200 bands, and at least 20 to 30% of the catalog we have heard of 200 odd bands. We may not have reacted to all those 20 to 30% of the songs, but we have heard them on our own time and with our own hard-earned time and money. That's the sad part. And not every time it was a disappointment as today. There are many bands which really were good to listen to.
Okay, let me cheer you up. We are going to listen to, again, Back in the Village.
Oh, great. On that note, farewell.